Hello, my 420 Spot family, happy May 2, 2022. It is Mental Health Awareness Month and Rapid Mental Healing for Veterans is our nonprofit organization. 20 veterans commit suicide a day and Rapid Mental Healing for Veterans is here to help change that. Your donations are needed now. Thank you. And in the news today in the cannabis and psychedelics world. The top things to know. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer's, DNY, Chief Counsel spoke about the state of a pending marijuana legalization bill and when it might make sense to allow incremental reforms like cannabis banking to advance. Ohio activists filed a lawsuit to protect their ability to place a marijuana legalization initiative on the November ballot. Republican legislative leaders are suggesting the measure may need to be bumped to a future cycle on procedural grounds. The Colorado Senate sent Governor Polis, D., a bill to legalize MDMA prescriptions in the state when it gets FDA approval. I prefer all natural medicines, please. Florida Agricultural and Consumer Services Commissioner Nikki, a Democratic gubernatorial candidate, explained her lawsuit on Second Amendment rights for medical cannabis patients in a discussion with gun violence prevention activists. Marijuana Moment spoke to the father of a Parkland shooting victim, who organized the meeting and who supports the effort. Pennsylvania House lawmakers filed a new marijuana banking and tax relief bill after the Senate passed its version this month. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention listed marijuana use disorder as the disease of the week. The Drug Enforcement Administration settled a class action lawsuit from female special agents who were not selected for overseas assignments. Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell, RKY, criticized President Joe Biden for granting clemency to people with drug convictions, saying that Democrats never miss an opportunity to send the wrong signal. The son of Senator Joe Manchin, DWV, formed a company to explore entering the medical cannabis business. Senator John Hickenlooper, DCO, tweeted, "Colorado set the standard for legalizing cannabis. It's time for the federal government to follow our lead and reform our marijuana laws." Senator Steve Daines, RMount, tweeted photos of himself touring a hemp facility. Representative Nancy Mace, RSC, spoke about a possible hearing for her marijuana legalization bill. Representative Eleanor Holmes Norton, Democrat DC, tweeted, "NJ reported $2 million in sales on the first day of commercialization of recreational marijuana. Congress, with POTUS's support, prohibits DC from commercializing marijuana, depriving DC millions of dollars in tax revenue." Representative Ed Perlmutter, DCO, noted the cannabis banking work of a retiring Colorado Bankers Association official in remarks for the congressional record. The House bill to encourage Department of Veterans Affairs doctors to discuss medical cannabis got 2 new co-sponsors for a total of 2. Pennsylvania Governor Tom Wolf, D., tweeted, "Our neighbors in New Jersey just began selling recreational cannabis. That means Pennsylvanians are crossing the border to partake in legalized marijuana. Those profits should stay here, in Pennsylvania. Legislature, let's #legalize it." New Mexico Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham, D., tweeted a video of a voter endorsing her, saying, "New Mexicans like Larry are excited about recreational cannabis. This new industry means good-paying jobs and a whole new revenue stream for our state. We're just getting started." South Carolina Democratic gubernatorial candidate Joe Cunningham, a former congressman, is calling on Governor Henry McMaster, R., to support a pending medical cannabis bill. Ohio Democratic gubernatorial candidate John Cranley, a former Cincinnati mayor, discussed his plan to raise revenue by legalizing marijuana. Colorado's treasurer tweeted, "Let's get this done to protect our legal cannabis businesses. #SafeBanking Act." A North Carolina representative said he understands the benefits of medical cannabis but doesn't plan to support its legalization. A Wisconsin senator's claim that marijuana legalization has majority support in the state, including from Republicans, was ruled true by PolitiFact. An Oklahoma representative authored an op-ed discussing the advancement of medical cannabis reform bills. The West Virginia Supreme Court of Appeals upheld a coal miner's suspension from work over a positive drug test that he says was caused by a CBD sleep aid. Vermont regulators announced a delay in issuing marijuana business licenses. Separately, they will review recommendations on cannabis business license pre-qualification and approve social equity applicant status on Monday. Rhode Island regulators awarded the state's final medical cannabis dispensary license. Nevada regulators hosted a workshop on cannabis consumption lounges. California regulators will host a cannabis licensing Q&A, a session on Tuesday. Thank you for watching this video by my420spot.com. Have a great day everyone.